What's up everybody, this is Jose from Southern Life. On today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 worst real estate markets in the state of Florida for the end of 2021. This list is based off of how these markets have performed. It's not based on crime, it's not based on things to do. It's based on Florida home values. Currently, the state of Florida's home values are at about $305,000, and the entire state has seen an 18% growth in the last year. So when we look at appreciation in the last year, and when we look at asking price on home values, we're able to determine which markets have done the best, and on this list, we're going to explore the markets that have really done the absolute worst. 2021 has been the craziest year in the real estate market, with home sales, home prices, appreciation, and availability of rental properties at absolutely incredible levels. We're also going to look at availability of rental properties, and if an area has too many rental properties, it means there isn't that much demand in the area. In 2021, we moved back to Florida, and we were actually on the ground looking for properties to buy and rental properties as well, so this information is fresh. The formula here is appreciation, home values, and availability of rentals. And that is going to give us not a prediction of the future. These markets could definitely improve in the future. We're looking at the past, what these markets have done in 2021. Are you guys ready? Tallahassee, the state's capital and surrounding area, hasn't really performed all too well. There's no beaches immediately in Tallahassee, and being a college town, there's a lot of rental properties available, especially in lower incomes. Now, the average listing price is $227,000. That's well below the state average, and appreciation has been 2% less than the state average, so it hasn't performed horribly bad. But the large availability of rental properties and how transient the residents can be here really makes it an undesirable place to be. While it's a fun city for young people to be there temporarily, this isn't a place you're going to find yourself looking for your retirement home. It just isn't that type of place. It's a great place overall, but it's not where you want to invest your money. Moving on to number 9, Sanderson and Lake Butler. These areas are west of Jacksonville, Florida, and they're very rural little towns that are right near the Georgia border, and they have not performed very well. Some of these towns look identical to the way they did many years ago. Prices here are going between $140,000 to $170,000, and the appreciation has been between 7 to 8%, which is far below the state average, as much as 10% less than the state average, and really it's performed horribly. Not really a market you want to invest into. Number 8 is Old Town, Florida. Although it's plagued with crime, poverty, and drug use, it's really not a desirable place to be. A lot of roads are not paved. It really isn't a place you want to put your family. The statistics are not any better, going for as little as $90,000 on average, and the appreciation has been horrible. Nobody wants to go to this Old Town Road. 13% appreciation is below the state average. I recently talked to a local that lives here, and no, it wasn't this horse, it was an actual person, and that person said it's a very unwelcoming place, and they have had a very hard time as an outsider. Moving on to number 7, Panama City. Not Panama City Beach, but Panama City itself. No beaches here, and the jobs are dependent on tourism. While Panama City Beach is an awesome place to vacation, and people from all over the country want to move to this region of Florida, Panama City isn't the desired destination for many of those people. It's got a lot of hurricane damage. The prices are not that bad. $217,000 is still far below the state average, but it's not horrible real estate prices. Every single tree in the vicinity has signs of the hurricanes that have happened in the past, and it's a reminder that another massive hurricane is just around the corner. It's a great place to vacation. It has a lot of California vibes. It's a really chill city, but it's probably not the place you want to make your investments. At 14% appreciation, it's below the state average, which means it's underperforming compared to the rest of the state. Many of the locals would rather come up with the extra money to live along Panama City Beach and not end up in Panama City, so even the locals have a little bit of a stigma against the place. Even some of the surrounding suburbs aren't that great. Number 6 is Perry, Florida. In the most impractical place a city in Florida could be, it's no surprise this place is not really appreciating or that expensive. At $114,000, it is less than half of the state's average home value, and appreciation is also not really impressive here. At about 8%, it is 10% less than the state's average. Means it's significantly fallen behind the growth of the rest of Florida, and I'm actually surprised that price appreciation was even to get that far ahead. 8%, that's really weak in today's real estate world, and Perry, Florida is kind of the butt of many jokes when it comes to things like inbreeding and, well, you know, the whole country rural package. Number 5 is Gainesville, Florida. Mira, mi hermano, déjame explicarte lo que está pasando en Gainesville, Florida. Home prices are actually not that bad. For under $240,000, you're talking that's like the average home prices and home values in the area. That's not too far below the state average. It's considerably less, but it's not way, way less. And the appreciation is actually tampoco no está tan mal, something around 14%. It's still less than the state average. Like many cities far inland that depend on students y toda esa comida de basura, no son the type of place que tú quieras hacer una inversión. Este lugar está pesado a hacer. The bottom line is Gainesville is still underperforming the state of Florida, and that's not the type of place you want to be. It's Florida. It should be popping off. It should be growing. It should be all going in the right direction. Not too far away is number 4, Ocala, Florida. And let me mention that Central Florida has a lot of really hot spots, but the actual city of Gainesville and the actual city of Ocala have really been underperforming. In the case of Ocala, there's a lot of vacancy in rental properties in the inner city, which means that people really don't want to be there. Home prices are just under $200,000. That's about 2/3 less. Wait, 1/3. Yeah, that's right. 2/3 of the state average, 1/3 less. However the crap you want to look at it. It's really not where it needs to be, especially being in Central Florida. Are there areas in and around Ocala that are popping off? Definitely, but the city of Ocala itself is really falling behind. It's starting to look like a little Miami. A lot of people from South Florida are moving and relocating to Ocala, which you would think would help improve these stats in some type of way, but it really doesn't. Regardless, I talk to those people that are moving from Miami, and they don't feel like they're being welcomed. They feel like the people there, not everybody, but too many of the locals are very cold and they're very hostile towards outsiders, and they don't feel like they're comfortable or welcomed in Ocala. And I've mentioned Ocala is the type of place where people wave at you and stuff, but they're not friendly to the people that are moving there. Number 3 is Fort McCoy. Right outside of Ocala is this horrible place called Fort McCoy. You may have seen really affordable prices in Fort McCoy and wondered, hey, this looks like a really nice country retreat. It's actually pretty much a nightmare. Home prices are hovering at $90,000, and some of these houses actually look pretty decent. And there's probably nothing wrong with the houses themselves. It's the drug addiction, it's the crime, it's the poverty, it's just how rude and unwelcoming the locals can be to outsiders. So if you're wondering why this market is so affordable, there's plenty of reasons. I personally went to see some houses here that were really affordable. They looked like great deals. And the neighbors were pretty much letting us know by shooting their guns and by the way they drove past us, burning their wheels and stuff, that they really weren't welcoming to outsiders. They want it all to themselves, and frankly, it sucks so bad they can have it. Number 2 is Avon Park. Home prices here have been going up. Appreciation and interest in this region of Florida, the Highlands County area, it's increasing. But let me tell you, there's so many bad things about this place. Home values are about half the state average. You're looking at about $154,000 to buy a home here. And rents are very available, and the requirements seem to be very flexible, which means that the tenants you're going to deal with in these rental properties, especially if you get like a duplex or something, could probably scare the crap out of you unless you just got them out of a maximum security prison or something. Then you might feel quite at home. I found rents as low as $750, and it was a duplex, and the guy next door was covered in specific gang tattoos from head to toe, and I was like, not a chance in the world. Yes, it's affordable, rents are available, but probably not the place to invest. Number 1 is a surprise, because Okeechobee is actually not that bad of a town. Yes, it's got its very rough neighborhoods, but overall it does have a lot of great stuff to offer. However, the statistics do not lie. Okeechobee is going nowhere statistically. 16% negative, not below the state average, actually went down. Now, for $179,000 is the average home value here, and that's actually 16% less. In this market, less. So somehow now, instead of prices going up with inflation and all that, actually went down. That's pretty much hard to believe, and that's the situation in Okeechobee. There's rents available, there's really affordable prices on homes here, but the fact that the prices actually going down is really disappointing and hard to believe in today's economy. It is probably definitely the worst place you could invest based on what's happened in 2021. And there it is. Those are the top 10 worst markets in Florida for the end of 2021. As I did this research, it was really hard to find markets where the appreciation and the home values actually went down, especially by 16%. Now, I found places in Mississippi and Alabama where they went down 3% or 5%, and I guarantee you these are some of the worst places I've ever been to my whole life. It means they're letting go of these properties, and they're not even able to come down here to sell these properties. That may be a small piece of the puzzle. There may be a lot more to it. Could it be that that market is auto-correcting itself before other markets? Definitely possible, considering the type of people that buy here. Usually South Florida is the first place to crack. So could Okeechobee be a sign of the things to come? We do not know.